whatever purposes, if there were evil purposes designed by the maker of this singing bowl, it's now going to be put to use by uh, a child of Christ.
So
What's going
plead,
on?
plead the blood of Christ over it, and you're all good. Good to
That's
see
it.
you.
I only have like 15 minutes before my friend is supposed to show up, and I'm going away for the weekend.
Oh,
So
where you
Okay.
going?
Good for you.
um, going about an hour and a half north of here. We rented a place near the beach. This is my friends from high school.
Nice.
Um, so yeah, it's gonna be good.
Good.
Um, uh, so I am going to disappear soon. I don't want anybody to think uh, I left for any other reason.
Good.
Um, I thought I should give somewhat of an explanation. um, Mark is welcome here, and I have tried to make that clear too. And this might be my friends. Uh, I will be back.
Okay. Uh, so did you feel like okay? Did you finish with Clint, Teo? Did you put? I did, or did I interrupt you?
I think I did. If I didn't, I don't have anything else to say now anyway. So,
Okay. Clara. Oh, Jacob. He's got to go. Sorry, Jacob.
oh,
Got to
also
go.
just real quick, I do agree that I think Clint said Mark felt safe. It was just a. I completely agree. Yes, it wasn't. I'm not saying Mark did not feel safe, but is would someone else who had a lurker, for example, who shared some of Mark's view, feel comfortable sticking their head up to express those views? And um, yes, they would, but there's a level of bravery that will be needed because of just the numbers and the ratio of uh, which directions the conflict is coming from. Let's say.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the only thing I would say, yeah, I didn't. I never. Clint doesn't feel destroyed, Tile. So maybe your knives aren't sharp enough.
Oh, really?
And I didn't feel threatened or unsafe. I was a little bothered that Christian was a little bit liberal with the mute button on me early on, that was a little troubling. But that could have been just an attempt to moderate the discussion as best he could, and it's a hard job to do under difficult circumstances. So it's not like I demanding an apology or something, and I don't think there was any ill intent. It just that was the the moment was heated, and it was hard on Christian to try to he picked a hell of a day to do a live stream on a hell of a subject. That said, I left feeling not feeling where I was going to be with all of this. But it turned out that I would, as I learned more and got heard from others, that I was fine. It's not like I'm. So anyway, there's that. The flip side is I don't know if anybody ever paid attention, but did they notice the racial makeup of the people who appeared on those streams on the day of and the day after? No one felt safe. I didn't see Chef Davis or Chef Dennis show up. I didn't see. Now, maybe he doesn't know about those channels. That's possible. He's new to the corner. Um, uh, I didn't see the only people I didn't see. Sherry was the only woman who showed up, and she feels probably more safe than most women around. But there were the people who showed up were white men or white men who would pass as white men.
Jews,
David, go ahead.
I guess Jews would pass as white men to an extent.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't jump out at you. Yes, they are an ethnic minority in the United States, but they aren't.
Hmm.
It was not a scene. It was not a colorful selection, as color and even as colorful as the corner. The corner is not the most colorful place, but it is not. It was less colorful than usual.
I
And that
do.
may be unfair, but what do you think? Am I being unfair?
Yes, I think you are,
Okay.
because I would say 90%, 80 to 90% of all live streams in the corner have similar level of pigmentation, shall we say. Uh, it's That's the normal makeup. But even though, what's great about the corner is that even though that is the normal makeup, just referring back to those particular live streams, Matthew I thought was excellent in trying to, especially at the start and in the middle, like giving trying to hold attention and not let things swing too far into let's just all talk about our rights, why everyone should vote for Trump, basically.
Yeah.
Matthew was keeping the tension of no, let's and Christian to an extent was trying to stir the conversation back in the direction of focus on the loss of lives. And yeah, to an extent, Matthew, you're right. It did get hijacked by Gen Xers and Boomers, giving their political takes. But given the magnitude of the event, it's understandable that people were emotional, and wanted to express that, and Christian provided a platform to do that. But
And
yeah,
in
I would.
fairness to Christian, his dad, I think he said his dad is Korean, of Korean origin, or at least part. So yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that correction. It's probably I'll say I'll lean towards it being a very unfair observation, because it's so hard to tell who's going to come out and who's not going to come out. Cassandra, this is my thing. It's on my channel, Mark D. Parker.
Is there another channel, because you've got two channels?
I know I didn't do the other one this time. Because this was kind of a test to see if I fixed my internet. And
Oh, okay.
apparently I have. And then others are, I don't know who all's doing it. Let's see who's. Oh, I don't
Is that
know
Randall?
some of the. Oh, Federici and Rando. Okay, I did not know. I did not know I was on their channels. All of a sudden, I looked up. I said, "Oh, I'm not the only one." Okay. Yeah, that's unfair. I'll take it. I'll take it. Thank you, Chad. Always. Um, that I'm not sure what he's responding to. Any idea? Chad, you want to come on for a minute and explain? I'm telling you guys, ageism is skimming all the cultural issues. I don't know what that means. Um,
Phlebas.
which one is Flavis? At the bottom here? Let's see.
Yeah.
Did, oh, we should pray for, before we close up. We need to pray for Pastor Paul's traveling mercies for him and his family, and congratulations. I assume the wedding's over with by now, unless it was a midnight wedding. And oh no, let's not lose. Okay, Chad, speak before
Yeah,
we lose you.
yeah, I gotta get going too. No, I've been hearing a lot of um the well the distraction is all the weird racist stuff, but I've been hearing more like backhanded comments around ageism um over the last several years, and there's something to that, and I don't know all the isms, guys.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, to be honest, like actually, I was kind of shocked to hear you say the thing about the that you that you, well, you're. I'm not gonna say I'm shocked. A little shocked to hear that your first thought was that there was no women or people of color on the.
It wasn't a first thought. It was an after the fact sort of observation that it
Oh,
was it was very heavy hand. It was weighted of a certain. Most of the people respondents they were on the younger side, and they were young. I mean, they were younger on
Yeah.
your side, and they looked white. They looked white. That doesn't mean they were, right? Because, like I was said, Christians of mixed race, and it doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's just that those were the people who felt energized to join that live stream in that moment. It doesn't, and there may be nothing to it. On the other hand, it's like, I want to know what I would have really liked to know what Chef Dennis thought in that
Well,
moment.
Chef is he's super new. Like I think he's really only aware of probably my channel,
And you're
as far
probably
as I
right.
know.
And I didn't think about that until after I had spoken. So you're right.
Yeah, it's okay. I think, man, if we can that topic in that way, probably in my opinion, should never be broached unless there's actual reason to bring it up
Uh,
because it's
Go on.
the topic of around like I don't know. It was to me. It seemed to be a strange racism comment.
Or how about I think it's meant as representation. That there should be some voices it would be nice to have some voices represented from some
Obviously, yeah,
communities.
we all
That
agree.
that's where I'm coming from. Go ahead, Teo.
I don't know if it was on that stream, and that was on Baxter's stream, Sitback stream, where I left a comment. At some point, the corner will have to talk about BLM and things like that, but I don't think the corner is able to have that conversation yet because there's not enough representation. I certainly wouldn't feel comfortable speaking for Black Americans. I'm not Black American, I'm Nigerian British, and there is something to there is a it's not coincidental the demographic that the corner attracts. And I'm not saying that for ill or for good, but I don't think it's
Right.
coincidental. I think there's a uh, I've spoken about this mostly in Discord. There's a oh Chad, help me. What was the theme of your conversation with your dad? Domicide. That's it. There's a domicide that's experienced that it's being explored amongst young white men. Based on the way they felt they've been portrayed the last 10 to 20 years or so, maybe even longer in some cases. So and Peterson did speak to a lot of them and like drew a lot of them out of nihilism. um and it's not coincidental because, especially in my context, a lot of the black and brown people in this country are first, at most, second or third generation immigrants who still have a religious tie going back as further as their grandparents. Whereas in the Western white population, the God died a long time ago, quite frankly.
Yeah. I wish I could stick around, guys. I gotta get. I, thank you for letting me on and just kind of speak my
No,
little
please. It's
mind
it's
there.
always good to get your perspective, Chad.
Every
And
single
if I seem unfair to you, I really need to check myself and apologize and say, at least try to clarify what I was trying to do or say. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yes, sir.
I
Yes, sir.
I respect you that much. You get first in line critique of anything I say around here, and it was if yeah I'm not trying to be unfair, but my view I should have said it more delicately, and it's in some ways it does
No, I
circle
don't want you
around
to police
representation.
yourself. I don't want to police you or have you police yourself. I just want you to know, like, I don't know. I don't see at least what I saw in the comment, and so you cleared it up. That's kind of cool. But yeah, I don't want us to be over policing our speech or anything like that either. This topic's kind of been coming up too, and it's kind of weird that this topic kind of keeps coming up. But holy cannoli, I gotta get going, guys.
All
All right,
right,
I'll probably see you around over the weekend.
no
Toodles.
doubt. Take
Chad
care.
always there.
Claire, are you still with us?
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. It's good to see Chad there. And I hadn't really thought very much about ageism, which is a topic that he mentioned. So that was really interesting. hear Chad kind of talk about ageism in the corner, or something that he's been noticing more recently.
It might be in the environment too, the political environment, because both the presidential candidates are old. What do you say, Tyle?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna reference. We've got Ron back.
Hey, Ron.
I just got I seen Chad on, and right when he was leaving, I'm like, hey, I just got free.
I've
What I
had that
missed.
experience. Yeah.
Well, I got to run, but it's been really great chatting with you all.
Thank you, Clara. Good
Thanks for
talking to
having
you.
me. Talking to you all.
Bye.
Oh, we got a Mandy. Oh. Hello.
We're only allowed one woman per.
This isn't by design. Honest.
I got tagged in.
But oh, really?
Speak. Welcome. Nice to meet you in person, Mandy. I don't know if I've actually talked to you in a live stream yet.
Yeah, I don't think we have. I'm usually on the Discord, which I know you hate the Discord, but
Yeah.
I like that it's not streaming live, so I don't
Well,
feel worried.
You see how horribly I manage StreamYard. Just think how bad I'd be in Discord. It's bad. So anyway, what are your thoughts? Welcome.
I've been listening so intermittently because I have crazy children that I missed some stuff, but mostly is it the whole political drama and how to talk about stuff? Is that what's still what we're
We're
talking
open right now. This is kind of just an open stream at this point. So introduce a new topic.
Oh, that's a lot of pressure. Give me
Or whatever you think. Respond to whatever you want to respond to what's been said.
I guess the whole was it being said that the initial reaction after all of the crazy political stuff, like was it said that was skewing like male, like there was no women on those particular conversations?
I had brought that up and probably said it in an indelicate and imprecise way. I had mentioned that it seemed weighted. The representation was politically right wing, seemed to be, and it was. And my point was, and I don't want to repeat the mistake, but I'd said it was weighted. It seemed weighted at the time.
You know how like when something gets reviewed online and it's like you're going to get the people that had a bad experience are more likely to be the ones that are going to be leaving the reviews, so you can't always trust that. I feel like obviously there is more right-wing people than not here, but they're the ones that are going to be the most upset and charged up after like an assassination attempt on their favorite political option. And also I think the women thing could be a thing because in general, women, including me, but not all women, of course, are more conflict averse, and that kind of a topic, I would not be likely to jump onto a stream where people were very intensely raging about politics. I like politics, but I don't like arguing and people getting offended and all of that. So that could maybe, but I mean, not all women are like me. I hate to say that. It's a woman thing.
They're not all. You don't represent all women. Fair enough. No,
Clearly, because there's so few that actually are here in general. So I'm not your average, I guess.
What do you think would be a fair percentage of the active TLC? What would you say are women? Would 10% be too high or too low?
Slightly under 10.
Slightly under 10.
That would be my guess.
Yeah.
I thought Paul said it was 15%. I thought he did anyhow, but that's
maybe on his analytics for like who's viewing his YouTube stuff, that could be, but in terms of participating, I feel like it's a little less than that.
right.
At least on streams and talking, for sure.
Yeah. You got a thumbs up from Sherry on that one. That's a good guess, Mandy. And Cassandra's here. This is actually a comment worth discussing. I'll watch the drama, but I'll not participate. My wife. That's the kind of statement my wife would say.
That's how I felt about it. And I really I feel like I can like agree with everybody in some way, which sounds really wishy-washy, but I feel like I understand what they're saying, and I don't like when people get personal with each other, but what they're saying about the topics, I can understand people that I'm in a purple state though, so maybe I'm used to, I have friends on all the extremes. So it's
yeah,
not
exactly.
me.
Yeah. And then Sherry made up. Oh, I hit the wrong one. Where's Sherry's comment? But women are busier.
Huh.
Good point too.
Yeah, I probably
They're
shouldn't
doing
be.
practical stuff.
How old are your children? I hear children in the background.
Yeah, 1, 5, and 6.
Oh my lord.
They're just
Yeah.
up playing, going
Wow.
crazy right now.
Oh my goodness. I'm so looking forward to the possibility that I might have grandchildren. I so miss the little ones. It's the best time of my life. Didn't know it either. That's the sad thing. You don't know it's the best time of your life until it's gone. They're
I try to
wonderful.
think of that a lot, but you get so exhausted too. It's
You
hard
do.
to.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's possible to really appreciate it the way you should.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that's what grandchildren are for.
Well, and grandparents should be, ideally, grandparents can be around to help. It's not possible for everybody, but I'll be there ready. Oh my goodness. The problem is when you have, if both kids have kids on your, and you have grandkids in two families, say, in households, and you end up having to pick between then you have to jump between states or wherever, and so you can be with the kids. But yeah, ideally, my dad's dream was to have a huge compound where we all lived on the same plot of land. He wanted all of us around him at all times.
My mom helped raise my sister's kids. For 10 years straight, from let's say 5 to 15. There was 3 of them, and my sister just had a bad marriage. There's no saving it. And when she got divorced, she went to work, and my mom goes, "Well, I'll take care of them while you're at work." And for 10 years, my mom would get up at 6. She'd be out the door at 6, go take care of my sister's kids, and come home, make dinner, and then do it all over again. And I asked my mom, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, Mom, you did so much." And, I was like almost lamenting for her. And she goes, "No, I loved it." She goes, I loved every minute of it, and I was like, "Oh, wow, cool." But it made a difference in my nieces and nephews' life. Like, she's second mom, and, and they're good kids too. They came out because they were loved, and there was order and discipline. Like, if they didn't like it, Grandma was going to deal with them. So.
Yep. Kyle, you're quiet. Everything okay over there?
Just listening.
Sherry says women are not averse to conflict. Now, Sherry does represent all women, by the way.
Yeah.
They are mediators. They tend to be. Clint. First, let's do Chad. Chad says, "I'm masculine enough to represent the female contingent when they aren't all present." And
You
Clint
and Luke,
said-
Chad. You and Luke.
That's it. That's a pairing. We had a great. This is Clint. We had a great identity discussion today in Discord. The diversity paradigm imposes a particular violence. I'd rather be subordinated. I'm not sure about the last phrase, if I understand that, but I think I get the feeling.
I think
What do
you
you
mean
guys think?
to rank it lower, just in
Yeah.
terms of your value, which I do kind of agree with. I think it's gotten a little out of hand with creating conflict instead of helping anything, just because it's gotten a little higher up on the value hierarchy.
Very good. I agree. Yeah, well, if anything, that any approach that divides more than unites should at least be examined. Would you agree?
I like that. Can you say that again?
I'll try.
That was a good one.
Any approach that divides more than unites should be or deserves to be examined. Doesn't necessarily have to toss it, but we should look at it more carefully and examine its merit.
I like that.
Or notice if maybe it's sometimes these things can get hijacked by people that are fueled by resentment or anger and bitterness instead of the initial meaning
Mhm.
of it, of reconciliation. They're actually just using the same term, but then there's creating all that division because it's actually based in something else. But they might be the ones with the loudest cultural megaphone, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. How is the energy level for you when you? I mean, some of this can be it's obviously time consuming. Does corner stuff more or less? Because you have a stressful job taking care of 3 little ones, plus all the other responsibilities you have. Does it, Mandy? Do you find this supportive, reinvigorate, a relaxing activity, or is this something that like? You don't need to be further drained. So does the corner support you or drain you?
It's kind of a double-edged thing because I really appreciate it for the fact that I'm stuck here most of the time and I don't get to like have conversations about anything interesting. So it's like I'm less lonely if I can talk to people that are interested in the same things. But it's also I don't know. Everybody that's here says they're ADHD. I probably am, and so it's also very distracting from what I should probably be doing, which is raising my children. So it's kind of both.
Well, there is something of a remember on the airlines before you go on the flight, it's the put on the mask first. If you're you always get that lecture, and it's so self-care. There's an element of self-care. So hopefully this supports your self-care. So that you can take care of your family. If this undermines your self-care, I'd say go find something else to do.
I hope that I would, but I get kind of addicted to this kind of stuff too, which is a problem. Like, but YouTube, if I wasn't here, I'd still be watching like a YouTube video anyway. So it's kind of a problem.
You got to know when to say when.
Sherry says, "You're amazing, Mandy. So grateful for you."
I love you, Sherry. I love you so much more than you realize because I didn't exist on here for so long, but I was always listening.
Sherry is a treasured voice. Let's see. Yes. Let's see. Any other thoughts, guys?
Clint has a question.
Oh, where I missed it. Oh, sorry. The chat is actually moving faster than I can click. Question for the panel: if the TLC is a house, what is cooking in the kitchen?
Right here, right now.
That's a little Ram Dass answer, Ron.
Well, it reminds me of like all good conversations happen in the kitchen, like at a party. You know, everyone just gravitates and it's social and everyone wants to be together and, you know, somebody's working and kind of helping out and just keeping company. So my opinion, this reminds me of cooking in the kitchen.
Cool. Tayo, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think I've got a better answer than the fellowship. That's what we're cooking.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're going a little over 2 hours, and I'm going to go ahead and close it unless it's something that that's not been said that should be said. Mandy gets first dibs.
That noise. I better just
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. She's speaking in tongues. It's okay. We don't mind.
That is exactly what needed to be said that wasn't said.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. God bless you. Have a good night, Tayo. What time is it? Where are you at? Let's see. Where are we at? It's at about what? 9 o'clock your time? 9:15?
Yep.
All right. Have a good night. Ron, you too. God bless your mom. Enjoy your time.
Thanks.
Thank
And we're going to pray for all our moms. Our moms need prayer.
Yeah. They need it. They get it. they get a gold star and sprinkles in heaven. They just
Yep.
it depends.
Well, it's. I don't know if anybody knows who Robert Thurman is. He was the Dalai Lama's first American monk. He ultimately fell out of his monastic vows to marry the ex of Timothy Leary, but he remains a leader of the Dalai Lama's base and movement, I guess you could say, in the United States. And he says bodhisattvas. We see bodhisattvas every day in our mothers. People that bodhisattva is someone who lives completely for the benefit of others, and he said that's. I think it's an interesting observation, because people would tell him, "Where are the bodhisattvas? Where are the bodhisattvas?" And he says, and Robert Thurman says, "Look at your mom, and hopefully you had a mom who was a bodhisattva." Not everybody does. So with that thought, I'm closing it out. I'll see you guys.
Bye, guys.
Oh, did I give Tayo a chance to say his last word?
Yep. And I said thank you.
All right, guys. God bless. Bye, guys. Bye, all.
Bye bye.
Bye.